The spice will keep flowing. Dune, Part 2 has been confirmed, according to numerous sources, and Timothée Chalamet himself. The Dune sequel has been greenlit with a theatrical release on October 20, 2023. But what will this movie even be like? Because Dune, Part 1 ends around page 500 into the first novel, we kind of already know. Toward the end of Dune, Part 1, Paul says his path will lead into the desert, but where does it go from there? The short answer is that it will simply be the rest of the story. But the back end of the novel Dune, arguably, gets more hardcore than the beginning. Here are 5 ways the impending film Dune, Part 2 could feel much darker than Part 1. 5. More violence in Dune Part 2. There are a lot more straight-up battle scenes in the final pages of Dune than there are in the beginning, despite some epic fight sequences in Dune. Part 1, the sequel will have to focus on Paul and the Fremen actually taking the fight to the Harkonnens. If the fights in Dune, Part 1 felt like the Fellowship of the Ring, think of the battles in Dune, Part 2 as being closer to Battle of Helm's Deep and Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Desperate, epic, and hardcore. 4. Paul's little sister will be in Dune Part 2. Paul's sister Alia Atreides is a knife-wielding baby born with intergenerational memories. She can also talk right away even though she's a baby. Spooky, right? If you've seen the Lynch version of Dune, you know Alia is creepy. Yes, she's on the side of the heroes, but that doesn't make this super baby any less frightening. Will she be CGI in the Villeneuve version? In Dune, Part 1, Paul knows his mom Jessica is pregnant, but that's all he knows. Things are about to get weird! 3. The grimmest Harkonnen baddie will be in Dune Part 2. Sting plays Feyd in the 1984 film. Universal Pictures. Although the character of Feyd-Rautha isn't in Dune Part 1, he's certainly coming for Part 2. Played by Sting in the David Lynch movie, Feyd is the brother of the Beast Rabban, played by Dave Bautista in Part 1. While Rabban is overtly just evil, Feyd is scarier because he's sadistic and acts super happy about it. If Paul was secretly a perverse serial killer, he'd be Feyd. 2. Paul and Chani lose a child in Dune Part 2. Although Chani and Paul eventually have twins in Dune Messiah, they also have another child who doesn't make it out of the events of the novel Dune. This is by far the grimmest aspect of the end of the novel. As a little baby, the child Leto II is murdered by the Beast Rabban,